the other folks on this committee, in all due respect, I was elected this year, came on the committee in May, and we have never seriously taken action on, for the 17 budget, any kind of spending initiatives. Now, maybe the sales tax is the answer, maybe it's not, but I just don't think we've done our due diligence. And I don't mean any disrespect to those who, I see the numbers, and Paul, would you mind going to that budget sheet just for a second?
Projected or the actual?
That right there, he's got it. And I'm not going to speak for too long because I came here because I want to hear what you folks have to say, because I've got a perspective, but I certainly don't know everything. But that's my experience. When you look at this, if that sales tax collects $1.2 million, what are we going to do in 2 years from now? If you take the health insurance and you follow it across, and at the end of the 5-year projection, it's 40% of our payroll. We can't afford it. No matter what, was said about, the expenses we can't find a tax that's going to grow by $400,000 a year while the average of that thing is increasing. Maybe sales tax is the answer, but I don't feel, my experience, and this doesn't mean any disrespect to the committee, I don't feel like we've done our due diligence this year. This includes 10% on the health insurance this year, but we had good news in August, I believe. I might have the date wrong, in August, maybe late July, when our broker came in and said it's only going to come in at 8%, apples to apples. Well, that's a big budget number that comes down. And then the contributions at 15%. I know most people are more, do I want to take it on the county workers? But no, maybe from 15 to 17 is part of the answer. Maybe the copay, which they have gone up, considerably, but they've gone up to $25 copay. My son tore up his knee on Monday at practice. Last Monday, I had him with MRIs. I'm writing checks up. We have a $3,000 individual deductible, and I'm an insurance agent, for goodness sakes. So I'm not saying take it all out on one or the other. I'm saying that I think we ought to take a look at the expenses and maybe challenge our broker. Hey, what does it look like at 4%? And what's the budget number? What's the, what does it look like at 2%? And maybe it's somewhere in between. And there's a plethora of different options. The other thing I just wanted to point out on this page, and I had it from Paul and from Scott, and I might be completely mistaken, but the 2016 budget was balanced without the Dominion money. The Dominion money, I believe, went into fund balance. And Scott, you can comment on that later, but that's my understanding of it. So it's like all this heavy lifting has been done to offset the loss of the Dominion, and we run around and add a tax. Is it a lot of money? 0.5%? No. Can we all afford it? Yeah, but I think if we give it to the county government, they will spend it. And they will spend it over and over again. And then on the county budget cost saving items, Paul, would you mind flipping to that? This is the original list that we were presented with in finance. And again, I don't have any government experience, but they just seem like a false narrative. And I said it at that meeting. It just seems like a false narrative. You can either eliminate promotion and recs, or we can have this tax. There was no, what if we did 17% contribution? What if the county board members didn't get paid mileage to and from meetings? Or what if we don't take up this other expenditures or by $185,000 in an area of the budget? It just seems like everyone they did a lot of work, and I respect them for doing it, but it seems like we got here and just said, hey, this is all we got no more, we need more revenue. The revenue, the tax is a short-term fix. So those of you who think that the fees aren't coming for you, unless if we control spending, if they have to,